Story. Now listen carefully, children. This is not just any story, oh. This is a true life story from a small village in Nigeria, and this story will shock you. In the village of Ogbomoso lived a man named Baba Folake. His wife died when his daughter Folake was only 5 years old. For 3 years, Baba Folake raised Folake alone. She was a beautiful, kind girl who helped her father on the farm every day. Everyone in the village loved her sweet nature. But Baba Folake was lonely. He wanted a wife and he wanted Folake to have a mother. So, when a woman named Iyakemi came to the village, pretty and speaking sweet words, Baba Folake married her quickly. He thought his problems were solved. He had no idea what he had just brought into his home. For the first 2 weeks, Iyakemi was kind to Folake. She braided her hair, she cooked her favorite meals. Baba Folake smiled, thinking he had made the right choice. But the day Iyakemi's own daughter, Kemi, arrived from her previous marriage, everything changed. That morning, Folake woke up early, as usual, to sweep the compound. Iyakemi came outside and slapped her face so hard that Folake fell down. "Why are you sweeping like a lazy goat?" Iyakemi shouted. "You missed that corner. My Kemi will never be so careless." Folake's eyes filled with tears. This was the same woman who had hugged her just yesterday. What had changed? From that day forward, Folake's life became a nightmare. And her father? He was always on the farm early in the morning and came home late at night. He saw nothing. Every morning, Iyakemi gave Folake a long list of impossible chores. Fetch water from the stream 6 times, wash all the clothes, sweep the entire compound, cook all the meals, wash all the dishes. Meanwhile, Kemi, who was the same age as Folake, both 12 years old, did nothing. She sat in the shade, eating snacks, while Folake worked in the hot sun. If Folake worked slowly because she was tired, Iyakemi beat her with a stick. If Folake complained, Iyakemi locked her outside the house at night with the mosquitoes and wild animals. The worst part, Iyakemi fed Kemi 3 full meals every day. Rice, meat, fruits, everything. But Folake, she got only small portions of leftover gari, sometimes with nothing to eat it with. Folake grew thin. Her beautiful skin became rough. Her bright eyes became dull. But wait until you hear what the wicked stepmother did next. One day, the village school announced that all children must attend. Education was now free and every parent must send their children. Baba Folake was happy. "Both girls will go to school," he said. Iyakemi smiled at her husband. "Yes, my husband, both will." But she was lying. The first day of school, Iyakemi dressed Kemi in a beautiful uniform. She gave her new books, new pencils, and meat pie for lunch. Kemi went to school smiling. Folake stood there in her torn dress waiting for her uniform. "You?" Iyakemi laughed in her face. "You think you are going to school? There's too much work to do here. Besides, school is wasted on a stupid girl like you. You'll marry a poor farmer anyway." When Baba Folake came home and asked why Folake wasn't in school, Iyakemi lied smoothly. She went, but the teacher sent her home. She said Folake is too slow to learn. Even the teacher said she should just help at home. Baba Folake believed his wife, and Folake was too afraid to speak the truth. 3 years passed like this. Folake was now 15, but she looked much older from suffering. Her body was covered in scars from beatings. She had never spent one day in school. Then, one day, something happened. A wealthy merchant came to the village. His name was Alhaji Musa, and he was looking for someone honest to help in his big shop in the city. He needed someone who could learn fast and work hard. He asked around the village, "Who is the most hardworking, honest young person here?" Every single person said the same name, Folake, the daughter of Baba Folake. Even though Folake suffered at home, Everyone in the village saw how hard she worked. They saw her help water for elderly neighbors. They saw her help others without asking for anything. They saw her kindness despite her pain. Alhaji Musa went to Baba Folake's house with an offer. Let your daughter come work in my shop. I will pay her, feed her, and teach her business. If she works well, she will become wealthy. Iyakemi's heart nearly stopped. This was the opportunity of a lifetime. Iyakemi quickly pushed her daughter Kemi forward. Here is my daughter. She's the hardworking one. She's the one you want. But Alhaji Musa was not a fool. He had asked questions. He knew exactly which daughter was which. No, he said firmly. I asked for Folake. Where is she? They brought Folake from the back of the house where she had been washing clothes. She stood there, thin, scarred, in rags. Alhaji Musa looked at Baba Folake with anger in his eyes. This is how you let your daughter live, like a slave? For the first time, Baba Folake truly saw what had happened to her daughter. He saw the scars. He saw how thin she was. He saw the fear in her eyes. Shame covered him like a blanket. Folake will come with me today, Alhaji Musa said. I can see she needs to leave this house. Iyakemi's mouth opened to protest, but Alhaji Musa's stern look silenced her. Folake left that day with just the torn clothes on her back, but she was free. In the city, Alhaji Musa was true to his word. He gave Folake food, clothes, and a clean place to sleep. He taught her how to run the shop, how to count money, how to speak to customers, how to read and write. Folake was very intelligent. Everything she learnt, she remembered. Within 1 year, she was running the entire shop by herself. Alhaji Musa trusted her completely because she was honest and worked harder than anyone. 5 years passed. Folake was now 20 years old and beautiful again. But this time, beautiful from the inside too. Alhaji Musa had no children, and he loved Folake like a daughter. When he died, he left her the shop and half of his property. Folake became one of the wealthiest young women in the region. She opened more shops, she employed many people. She never forgot where she came from, so she helped poor children go to school. Meanwhile, back in the village, Iyakemi's life had fallen apart. Kemi, the daughter Iyakemi loved so much, had become lazy and spoilt. Because she never had to work, she never learnt anything. She failed out of school. No man wanted to marry her because she was rude and useless. Baba Folake divorced Iyakemi when he finally saw the truth of what she had done. He tried to find Folake to apologize, but he didn't know where she lives. Iyakemi became poor. She had no husband, no money, and a daughter who couldn't help her. She begged on the streets. One day, a wealthy woman's car stopped near where Iyakemi was begging. The woman stepped out in beautiful clothes, surrounded by helpers. She was giving money to the poor. It was Folake. Iyakemi's heart stopped. She fell to her knees, crying, Folake, please forgive me. I was wicked to you. Please help me. Folake looked at the woman who had beaten her, starved her, and stolen her childhood. She gave Iyakemi some money, enough for food for a month. Then she said quietly, I forgive you because hatred is too heavy to carry, but you must live with what you did. You destroyed your own daughter by spoiling her, and you destroyed yourself by being cruel. The life you have now is the life you built with your own hands. Then Folake got back in her car and drove away. Iyakemi knelt in the dust, crying, finally understanding that wickedness always pays back. She had planted thorns, and now she was sitting on them. Children, we have come to the end of the story. This story teaches us, never be cruel to those who have no power, because the world turns and turns. The child you step on today may be the one who decides your tomorrow.